Imagine waking up one morning as yourself, same personality, same thoughts, same emotions, but by the end of the day, you're a completely different person. Not because of some life-changing event, not because of trauma or grief, but because a massive iron rod has just shot through your skull, and somehow, you're still alive. This isn't fiction. This is the real-life story of Phineas Gage, the man who survived the impossible and, in doing so, changed the course of neuroscience forever. The accident that should have been fatal. It was September 13, 1848. Gage was a 25-year-old railroad foreman in Cavendish, Vermont, known for being hardworking, responsible, and well-liked by his crew. His job that day was routine, preparing a blasting hole in solid rock by packing it with gunpowder and using a tamping iron, a long, heavy metal rod, to compact the charge. But something went wrong. As Gage leaned forward, the tamping iron struck the rock and sparked. The gunpowder ignited prematurely, turning the 312-foot-long, 13-pound rod into a missile. It entered just below his left cheekbone, passed behind his left eye, and exited through the top of his skull. The force was so intense that the rod landed nearly 80 feet away, covered in brain matter. By all logic, Gage should have died instantly. But instead, he didn't just survive. He remained fully awake, walked with minimal assistance, and, shockingly, was even able to talk coherently. Witnesses were horrified. They could literally see inside his skull. When Dr. John Harlow arrived, he found Gage sitting up, answering questions. But there was something off. Harlow noted that while Gage was aware and talking, he had a vacant, almost eerie demeanor. Over the next few weeks, his wounds healed. His brain, however, was another story. The man who was no longer himself. Before the accident, Gage was known as polite, hardworking, and dependable, but afterward, he became impulsive, short-tempered, and unreliable. He cursed excessively, ignored responsibilities, and seemed unable to control his emotions. His friends and family barely recognized him. Dr. Harlow noted that Gage had no restraint and was no longer Gage. It was as if his personality had been rewritten. The birth of modern neuroscience. At the time, scientists had no clear understanding of how brain damage could affect personality. But Gage's case proved something groundbreaking. Different parts of the brain control different aspects of who we are. Specifically, Gage had suffered massive damage to his prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and personality. This discovery laid the foundation for what we now call modern neuroscience and helped shape treatments for brain injuries, mental disorders, and even the development of lobotomy procedures decades later. Gage's mysterious final years. Despite his personality changes, Gage lived for 12 more years. He traveled, worked odd jobs, and even appeared in circus sideshows as the man with the hole in his head. Eventually, his health declined, and he suffered from seizures, leading to his death in 1860. After his passing, his skull and the infamous tamping iron were preserved for scientific study. Today, they remain on display at Harvard Medical School, a lasting reminder of one of the strangest medical cases in history. Phineas Gage didn't just survive an impossible injury. His bizarre accident revealed something profound about the human brain, the idea that who we are isn't just in our hearts, but in the structure of our minds. And that changed everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos, mysteries, and more, then please subscribe to my channel, The Midnight Files. I have a lot of creepy videos for you to binge, and I usually upload a new video a few times a week. Until next time, please stay safe out there, and as always, stay curious.